to February 8th, 2022. Parks and Recreation, Town of Ware, New Hampshire, monthly meeting. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we can start with introductions. Pam, do you want to start, please?
I'm Pam Wool, member.
Lisa Purington-Grolian. I'm the, what am I?
Direct
Coordinator, Director.
Janine Lynch, Chairman.
Dave Lundeen, Vice Chairman.
Any changes to the agenda? It's pretty much just kind of covering over last month, most of the same. There's not really any new business going on, really. So we can amend things as we come along. I don't see any public comment tonight. So we can start right into tennis courts. So we didn't really have anything new. Obviously, resurfacing is waiting until spring. I'm just leaving that on there because it's still a pending situation. The trees are waiting to be trimmed. I know that Pam had marked them and that the gates were locked.
Not me.
I'm sorry, Denise marked the trees to be trimmed. And I know the gates were locked, and we're working on getting a sign to acknowledge the donation that Emma Sawyer Fund is making to the resurfacing, the repair, to the fixing of the courts. Anybody have any tennis court updates?
Nope.
So, on to the skate park. Again, really nothing too new. I gotta write up the, advertisement, for lack of a better word, about Article 11 for the skate park features. And then we talked about a sign for UC at risk. So I guess we'll look into that soon to see. I think somebody thinks there was one there already. So we'll look and see.
We need two now.
One for each walkway into it, you think?
Yes.
Okay. Do you still have signs left over in the town
There are
office?
signs in the office that are upstairs or have not been hung up yet, so it's very possible.
Okay. Signs in the office. One at each entrance. Okay. Anybody have anything else for the skate park? I'll write it up soon for, what I'll do is I'll post it on the park page, and then if you guys all want to comment and say your piece, and we'll edit it, then we can share it to the Ware pages after it's kind of been edited and everything, but pretty much going to put their quote graphics right into it, like as pictures and just kind of their words and things like that, so it's going to be pretty cut and paste.
And I apologize, but can you sign me into the Ware Parks Google?
All right, so next we have the
Take
field.
notes in there.
Field usage forms. We talked about this last month. I want to talk to Naomi, unless she updated you, which I don't think she did.
No, she is not.
Okay, I'm gonna stop in and talk to Naomi one morning this week. I was gonna do it this morning, so I'd be prepared for the meeting, but I had to go to the doctor's with my
You do that?
mom.
If you do that, can you check on the signs? Because she knows, because all the signs are in her office.
Okay.
And I honestly can't remember which
Like
ones are there.
Inventory of signs?
Yeah, if you could
Okay.
even take pictures, because
Okay.
they're up there.
That would be no problem.
Thank you.
So, because I need to talk to her too about a couple different things. So one of the things I'm going to talk to her about is, are we able to update the field usage form? Because it's a town form, it's not our form, it's
Yeah.
a generic town form. But to specifically talk about what we talked about last month about that the fields must be clear of unused and damaged equipment for usage to be granted. I think
Yes.
that's pretty cut and dry, plain and basic.
Well, they need to clean at the end of the season.
In order for us to grant them to have usage for the following season, it has to be free of unused and damaged. I mean, I think it's fine that they have time to get them out. It doesn't need to be like, season's over, clear it out, you know, I mean, it's all volunteers. But I think, do you think it's fair to stop, you know, for the next season, it's
At
not
this
granted till you
point,
get it?
yeah, until it's cleared out.
Yeah, I mean, we can't say we could say end of season, but I think it's,
So give them 30 days after the end of the season. That's more than enough time.
so after 30 days, then how do we proceed? We don't have anything to stand on.
Yeah, it's
But if
really
we-
the
But
next
if we
season.
say, next season, you don't get permission to use it if it's not clean, then we have grounds, because saying, okay, you have 30 days, well, then 30 days up, we can't find them, you know, so,
But we just say, I mean, when we say, look, it needs to be cleared of debris, you need to be cleaned up after 30 days after the end of the season.
or what?
Or next season, because you can't punish baseball for soccer not cleaning up their mess. So,
Well, they're not really the same fields. Well, except at Pure.
You can't start the season unless the old
That's-
stuff was cleared off from the previous season. Right? There's some really.
Well, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's kind of it's in wax court at this moment. If soccer left stuff at baseball and baseball's not gonna get it, or vice versa, they need to take care of that between whack.
okay.
I mean, it's just, we don't have any, you know, 30 days or else you can't use the field. Well, they're not gonna do anything until it's time to use the field anyway, so we might as well just say we're not gonna grant it. But I hear what you're saying, it'd be nice to put a time limit on it, but we are in the aspect of the next season. So, let me just make that note. Okay, March meeting, do you reach out to the directors? So do they come in person? What do we request for that?
Usually they're here in person, but with all the COVID restrictions, who knows?
I think we can ask them to come in person.
There's not many of them,
Yeah, no.
and there's enough to spread out.
And,
Do you
yeah.
usually reach out to them?
No, they usually just note they come, but we can say that we're accepting field usage forms. I mean, I can message them right now. Super
Yeah.
easy.
I think next time you need to put the field usage basically right after public comment. So
Yeah.
next month, move that to number 5. Move it, so next month it's number 5, so they could all get in and get out.
I agree.
Sorry.
Okay.
Absolutely, that's perfect. And that meeting will be on March 8th. So March 8th, 7 PM. Field usage meeting, March 8th. Okay.
All right. Field usage meeting is March 8th.
And you can say fields need to be
7
cleaned.
PM.
Fields need to be cleaned of unused or damaged equipment for usage to be granted.
Do we want to move that? That's voting night.
Oh, crud. They're probably gonna make us move it. Last time they didn't let us meet on voting night, which I don't know why, but they wouldn't let us meet on voting night. Oh, well,
Following
They
week.
have to come
we
here
were
to
Zoom.
certify.
No, we were Zoom and Naomi needed to be at the meeting.
Yeah.
But, no, in the past, we've been here voting
We've been
night.
here
They don't
voting.
certify anything in here. They do it all at the school, and then they just came and hung their results up.
They
So,
didn't make us move.
nope, the only time was Naomi couldn't be there for Zoom because she was at the election, so we couldn't do it that night. So, no, we'll keep it unless they change something.
Okay.
As
we
long
just-
as we give
Just check
them-
with Naomi and make sure, so,
Okay, I'll check.
just make sure that we can meet on voting night.
We
Because I
have
just
been
don't
in
know if any of the
past.
directors who are coming for field usage are trying to vote.
Well, our
so-
meeting starts the minute that the polls are
Voting's done.
closed. So they technically could vote and come across the street.
Yeah.
So that shouldn't conflict, which is good, conflict. But I'll bring it up. It's a good point. Okay, and it's
I-
Melissa, yeah?
I don't remember the email address
That's okay.
or the password.
I think I remember the password.
Hold on a second. If you send it to me in email, I'm sure I have it.
I'm pretty sure I did, but I don't know where I sent it from.
I think I've got it. I think I can email, I can look it up. Sorry, I just thought you would know, so.
Pamela Moore, that's a tree fundraiser. That is definitely not.
But it was it Ware Parks and Rec?
I thought it was Ware
Oh, Ware
Park.
Park at
I
Gmail.
think that's
All
what
right,
it
right
is.
here, security alert for warepark@gmail. That's
Okay.
correct. It's sorry, it's park.
Don't say it
Don't
out
say
loud.
Loud.
No, I don't have the password right now. It's parkwarenh@gmail.com.
It is.
Because I think she had to change it.
Okay. Nope,
Well, then she's got this.
hang on.
I don't think you sent the password though. That's the correct email, right there, alert for. That's the recovery account. So it's parkwarenh. No, you're not doing NH. Oh, you did,
No,
wait.
that was what she had before. Hold on.
Okay. So it's parkware nh@gmail.com. All right, that's the login, but I don't think I have the email unless she told us the email.
I think it was,
Okay.
wasn't it like this?
With maybe a number or a
Yeah.
date? I don't remember. That could be. All right, so I got that at least. It just says that the password was changed. It doesn't tell you what it is, and I guess Pam didn't tell us.
Pam, I think you, hang on.
did.
I remember you telling me what it was. Hang on.
Well, when I search Pam, I get every school email and every scout
It may
email.
have come, I think I might have sent it from my Gmail account.
I'm just searching your name, so it'll
Yeah.
come up to all of them. Rechartering, close contact, tennis courts. Quarantine appointment, tennis courts, porta potty. But see, I'm way back into August now. And I think it would have been way after that, July.
I wish I could search within the thing. All right.
Yeah, all it does is, you can do forgot email and it can send you a link thing, but
But
then
I
you're
don't-
changing it, and you don't wanna change it
No,
again.
because when I do that, it comes up with Lisa's email as the only email it'll accept.
Oh, boy.
Hang on.
Ooh, maybe I put it in notes under park codes.
I think it was,
Park and Recreation I didn't put it there. Darn it. That would have been a smart place to put it, under all the combination codes. All right, maybe I put it under my password.
an email with verification code was sent to you, Pam.
Okay.
All right, let's keep moving.
Or no, to all of us,
So it's
probably.
parkwarenewhampshire@gmail.com.
I think it was sent to all of us.
Yep, I got it. You want it?
Yeah.
02.
All
All right,
Hang on.
so, if nobody has anything from field usage forms, we can move on to Bolton Park. And again, it's nothing really new. Obviously, porta potties, if we can get, better price, or Hennick or septic. Wood chips, we're gonna probably start chasing down new quotes in the spring. We're reaching out to WAC, about the damaged, soccer nets. I'm gonna talk to Naomi about the weeds inside the, Bolton playground, going on to the, contract. And I'm gonna talk to her about the, hoping to extend, mowing beyond the field.
What about the skate park? If you're doing, adding it to the contract?
Weed whack the edge of the skate park?
Mm-hmm,
Is that what it needs to be done?
yep.
Okay.
Or the inside of the skate park, because the school basically owns the outside,
Okay.
we own the
I
inside.
wrote edge, so it can be inside edge.
Well, they could probably, if they went in and sprayed it with chemicals, they could probably not have to do it for the rest of the year.
Well, I
but-
don't like that, that's anti-bees, but I hear you.
We can't
Rather
do
just
that.
have them weed whack it. Okay,
I did call the guy about the thing, so we could spread wood chips around, I'm good with that.
okay. Is that everything you needed? Can you get in now?
I think so, unless my Google is not responding to me.
That was the,
Happy.
well, hold on a second. Okay, I was gonna say you asked for a new one.
Hold on, just let me try to get in.
Okay. All right. So I reached out, I emailed Mike at, Mike's Custom Canvas because, I hadn't heard back yet about that second sunshade, if he'd gotten paid for it indeed. I'm gonna ask, Naomi about that.
All right, I
'Cause-
just sent you guys the password.
Okay. All right, I figure it'll be in the spring, or maybe she texted it to us. The bench plaque updates on installing that, I'm just leaving it on here, Pam, until springtime.
Yep.
And the same thing with the shattered bubble window, we're not gonna be installing that before spring, so we're not gonna vote on that, but I'm leaving it on here, so we'll vote on allocating the money to repair that. And I'm leaving on here, we always need service hours, because like the sheds need to be painted and things, always have stuff like that. Talk to Naomi about the mowing beyond the fields. I know that Beth emailed about the dumpster contracts, so I think that's on your radar to see if there's better.
Yes, it
That's a
is. Anyway, it's very frustrating.
And then, just the broken bottom of the slide tube for, to get that fixed, to vote on that in the spring. I mean, it doesn't make sense to vote on those things and get them delivered here and have them sitting and waiting in the winter time till we put them in. Any more on Bolton Park?
Nope,
So Chase Park, basically, the gates are open, people are ice fishing. I know there was some traffic being used on the boat ramp. I'm sure there's some snowmobiling going on. The supplies that were purchased at Sam's Club got stored in the gatehouse. And then I'm gonna talk to Naomi about the boat ramp permit update. Now is the time to get on that. Because I'm assuming that I'm gonna have to talk to another, commission about that, I think. Anything else with Chase Park? When do you order stickers?
Now?
Actually, now.
Okay.
I actually sent Kristen a message about that a while back, and I think it got probably hidden in some of the messages.
And let's see, if nobody has anything else for Chase Park, while Lisa looks that up, we can, I don't have any new business as far as the library, not that the library is really any of ours to have business about, but a lot of times we're doing stuff together. Where is my? All right, so, next I had on budget, I just had reported that voting is March 8th, town voting 7 AM to 7 PM, and to advertise Article 11 for the skate park. which I talked about.
Don't we have another
earlier.
article for the pay?
We do, but I'm not gonna advertise that one. I mean, I don't know how people feel about that, but.
Article 11 for skate park.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to write something up and post that, like, on the Facebook
Yes.
page.
That's what I said, I was gonna put it on the park page first, you guys could give me your what for and edit it, and then we can share it
Yes.
once everybody likes it. The other article, I have to find it. The other article for, I'm not sure about advertising for that one, because that's kind of a salary employee thing versus,
Yeah, the town doesn't advertise their,
right,
Salary
versus the skate
increases.
park's more of a general thing, so
Yeah.
I wanted to work.
That makes sense.
Okay. So I've got Inison, the gates are locked. Did you talk about getting orange tape on the gates?
No, it's already, somebody put tape there.
Oh, okay. And then
I think
the
the
new
police department did.
the new shed that, WAC's gonna work on completing the new shed.
I don't
That's,
know if that's come up. Has that come up?
you said,
It came up, but did it come up last meeting? I
it
didn't.
wasn't at the last meeting.
Okay.
oh, so it needs to be brought up again?
I think there's a reminder needed.
I mean, they're arguing about uniforms and branding right now, so.
Yeah.
Okay. I imagine they're not gonna do much in the winter.
Is that still the discussion going on? Hold on.
If anybody has anything else about Inison?
The only other thing would be, the old sheds got removed, what other junk is behind there that needs to be removed that's
Soccer
not?
nets and frames,
Some what?
soccer nets and frames.
So we
Just
may wanna
metal?
add. You may wanna add the soccer nets to,
Well, if
Both
that's been
fields.
there a really long time, do we call a metal remover just to come and get it? Is it metal worth getting out of there for money?
I
don't-
know.
No.
I can't make that.
I tried to
determination.
get somebody to come pick up. I advertised the free,
That was the same kind of pile of stuff?
it was the same, a typical,
Okay.
yeah, and nobody would come.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
so do we put what Dave suggested on wax radar for Inison 2 needing to have that garbage removed?
well, they need all three fields.
Somebody else is
Inison,
gonna have to
Purington,
Make
and,
that argument because I'm not getting anywhere. So,
they need it from all fields, because Purington, I don't know what's down in Purington as well, as far as old junk that needs to be removed.
I don't think
Barrington doesn't really have a lot.
there was anything there. There might be a couple of nets over on the side,
Yeah,
maybe.
but they don't have the big metal nets because they're little kids.
Yeah.
So they don't really keep a lot of equipment out.
We need to keep Purington on our radar for the baseball field, for the water runoff,
When it
just,
washes out, yeah. Every year.
Usually Stockhouse, and I believe he got granted the contract again for the fields, right? That was my recommendation at the meeting was, I said, he knows the fields. I mean, it'd be really nice to continue to keep him.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he won it. He, in the spring, does a bit of work. I know WAC does a whole bunch too, but he also did some stuff there in the spring that he needed to do. All right. Okay, so if nobody has any other news about Inison, we were on to Purington, like, Dave said about the water runoff in the spring washout, to keep an eye out for that. And I just left the testing the well there for the future. It had been mentioned that WAC was possibly gonna build a new snack shack. They need to remove the old shack. That has to be, I mean,
It
before,
needs to be burnt down.
well, and that's fine, however, if they get permission from the fire department, I'm fine with that. They could donate it to the fire department to practice on.
They won't take it.
Well, the fire department does practice burns on location. They
Yep,
did my
and they won't
neighbor's
do it.
house.
They won't do it because of some sort, I talked to Naomi about it, that's, we tried to get them to do it with the other ones. They won't do it.
Well, were those close to another building? 'Cause this
No,
isn't
they were
close to
worried
another
about
building.
materials, and there's this whole insurance thing, and she said
Oh,
they won't
wow.
do it anymore.
Okay, it was a long time ago when they did it
Yeah,
at
well,
my
yeah,
neighbor's
they,
house.
yeah.
All right, remove old shack first.
They didn't come to us asking to build a new one.
They
No.
need to.
They have to.
Right.
No, but they haven't, so there's
They also
no,
have to, no, I'm just saying, when it's brought up.
Yeah.
The only person who has mentioned building a new shack
is you, okay.
me.
Okay, okay. And the
Never
building,
mind.
That's the only reason you guys know about it is because I will not open up that snack
Yeah.
shack for
Okay.
them
so
until I get a new one.
if and when they come to us, we need to talk about the removing of the old one first.
Yeah.
And building permits.
Yep.
Okay.
And one other thing in regards to Purington is the entrance right by the snack shack is like that big divot. So that, I don't know if that's part of the washout, but it's when you go past the sign and you turn left at the snack
Yeah,
shack,
is there a big dip?
that's always like a big dip,
Yeah.
so.
There's gravel and material there on the premises. There's a pile of gravel material.
Yeah.
That's.
Well, there's baseball infield material.
There's
But it's
also just
extra
gravel.
leftover that they're not gonna,
Okay.
right.
There's also gravel.
But
There's,
even the leftover
separate.
infield material, they don't use it the next year.
that was you, that was whack purchase stuff, though.
Okay,
I
but
guess
there
if
is
it's
gra,
there.
but there is gravel.
Yeah.
So, who would,
We'd have to talk to the town about that,
okay,
just like we talked to the town about about the other stuff, so here, hold on, let me.
Well, that would be the other thing is, and I haven't driven in there, is how's the road into Chase? Not Chase, Bolton.
I
haven't been
driven
in there
down
this
there.
they
so-
graded it some. I know that the bumps were a lot less in the fall, that it was graded. All right, so DPW,
I don't think I got a response in the last
With-
one, so.
gravel. Pile.
Heck, if they're paving road right there and they've got some that they've gotta use up, just have them pave part of that parking lot.
Ah, leftover pavement.
No, if they're literally right, working on that, in that area, right on that road, and they're like, look, we have 20 feet left that we're not gonna do anything with, just,
Right, but if you only pave a patch and you have edges with gravel, they just chip away. You have to kind
And the scouts did try to fill in at Inison, but it was already starting to,
Deteriorate.
yeah, wear away, so I'm gonna mention that one as well.
say that again, what was that?
The entrance into Inison, same deal, right where the pavement meets the dirt.
And the bleachers need to be moved to close the gap to car traffic. That's kind of a whack thing, isn't it? It's their bleachers.
Will just be picked up and moved if somebody wants to get on there.
I know, but it's a little deterrent to someone just driving through and looking to cause trouble, to get out and move the bleachers over. So if the bleachers are put back, it's a slight deterrent. I just don't know who would do that. Pick it up and move it.
I would have done it if I was down there, but I haven't been down there.
Okay. So it's that easy to do, just a couple people?
You
It's
need
not-
2 people, yeah.
2 people, okay.
At least 2 people.
Okay. All right. Obviously a spring thing. Okay, anybody else, anything else for Purington?
Nothing else for Purington.
So the gazebo, I'm just kind of leaving it on there. I know we talked about winter decorations and future Christmas tree setup, so I just want it to stay on there to be on our radar. Before I get
We want to
on
do something also for Halloween.
well, that's why I'm just gonna put, holiday decorations
So, I
in
mean, do we
general.
want to do a couple of them a year, so we do Halloween and then go into and do
It'd be
something
nice
for
if we do a
Christmas?
Christmas and like a 4th of July.
No, well, yeah, with Patriotic Celebration, don't they decorate it? Don't they
Do
put
they?
the bunting up?
Oh,
I
that's
think
nice.
somebody does bunting, yeah.
Oh, perfect, then we don't have to worry about 4th
Yeah.
of July.
I don't think we need to do that.
So I put holiday decorations down there, so we can talk about what comes in. Before I go to future business, I just wanna read over, Karen's Bible, just for January, February. So just getting stuff ready spring and summer, calendar times for events. We got the pumpkin hunting already figured out, and we've already got, well, we know the times for that. They're talking about if you're booking the town offices. Let's see, town report,
We're gonna need to,
and then the field
get the
usage.
sign for applications.
Yes.
We're gonna have to get the town sign.
When do
for
we wanna
Chief
have
Park
them do that?
applications.
So we normally take applications in March and start interviewing in April, so they're ready for May.
Yeah, so
So we need to
can
have,
have it signed.
We need to have
Okay.
the sign like the first week of March.
So does that, is it,
it's Karen Nelson.
that?
It also goes on the website as well, and Karen Nelson does that too.
Yeah.
So it's Chase Park applications, and they're gonna be due, my pen is down.
Here,
I got another one, but thank you.
well, if we look at the calendar, if we get the sign up the first week of March, which is school vacation week. If we have applications due by the 18th, that's 2 weeks.
We wanna have them in our hands before our April meeting.
Right, so if we, so if we did it by the 25th,
Yeah.
that's 3 weeks.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Then we can review, we could just like review them.
We can have a special meeting before we do interviews.
Right.
Well, did we interview in May and then hire them right in a couple weeks from them, or did we interview them in April? I don't remember.
think
We interviewed them in April.
But it was a
So that
special
they-
meeting, cause it was a
Yeah.
closed meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so, closed interview, so in our April meeting, we can go over applications without names, or
Right.
however we wanna do it, closed section, whatever, and
We
then
do a
closed,
closed session at the end.
yep. Okay,
We also need to get the current adult supervisor down there to say which one of the returners.
Well, we should
What are we
find
doing
out-
with all the returners? Are we gonna have them all re-interview, or?
that's how we've done it the last 2 years, was everybody did an application, returning or not.
Well, they have to do an application.
Yeah,
returning
because
or
they're
not.
seasonal employees and it terminated, so they have to reapply.
Yeah.
So, yes. And I think we interviewed them because
I don't remember if we interviewed the returners.
we
No,
didn't
we
interview
didn't.
any returners. No, I don't remember.
No, we did the first year, but we don't
But
need
they
to do
had to
that
go to
anymore.
the selectmen. The returners had to go to the selectmen's
Yes.
meeting.
So they
Yeah.
have to apply, but we only interviewed the new ones.
Yep.
That sounds right.
Do we know if we still have a lifeguard, or are we gonna need to get a new one?
I'm pretty sure it was planned that,
Think he's coming back?
yeah, because
He got the
especially,
reimbursement.
yeah, the 50% and one of the next 50%. So yes, to my knowledge, I have not heard that the lifeguard's not returning.
We need to find out we need to work with
And
the
I
board.
think she even mentioned it recently.
We need to check with the Board of Selectmen to say when can we book for them for April, for them to interview the Chase Park people.
Well, okay, hold on a second.
So we can work backwards into it, by saying, hey, when's your meetings, or when are you gonna have a special meeting to interview all the employees for Chase Park?
So we interview them, and we give our choices to the Board of Selectmen.
Yep.
And then they interview them.
Right, but we need to say from them, okay, when would you like
Well,
to
they
do?
meet every Monday, so we can put it on, I mean, all right, if we get the applications in by March 25th, our next meeting is the 12th of April. So if we go over them, and then what do we interview them, the following Tuesday on the 19th?
We could do that.
I would do it before that, because you figure school vacation week.
That's
most
the week
people-
before school vacation week.
Right, but if people are gone for school vacation
You
week,
can't go to the
you
selectmen.
can't go to the
meeting
selectmen meeting, so we gotta work backwards and go,
They can
They-
be interviewed in May for that May 2nd is still 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks before our opening weekend.
that. Okay.
And Board of Selectmen's more or less a formality. They've not ever rejected anyone we've suggested, but they do have to interview them.
okay.
Okay,
Or we just say
so
the first weekend in May, is kind of when we'd like the Board of Selectmen to do it.
if we
And
get
make
put
sure
on
that
the
it's okay
agenda,
with them,
yes.
so that we clear it with them as, hey, when would you guys like to do it? Is
All
what
right,
I'm
so
kinda-
we're gonna tentatively interview April 19th. And we're gonna tentatively Board of Selectmen May 2nd.
So it'd be 19th and the 20th, because usually we end up having to do it 2 nights.
Yep,
So we're interviewing April 19th.
and 20th possibly if we need a
Okay.
second night. And then we're gonna tentatively Board of Selectmen, Chase Park,
Hold on.
On May what?
May 2nd. I mean, I'll ask for May 2nd, they might give us May 9th,
I
that's
won't
still
be
3
here the
weeks before.
20th. April 20th.
You'll be here the 19th though?
That's the Tuesday, yes, I leave for my cruise on the
Awesome.
20th.
I'm not sad for you.
It's my mother's anniversary
Yeah,
cruise.
it's awesome. You're gonna have fun.
I didn't mean not sad for you for that reason.
I know.
meant-
I know.
I'm hiding my jealousy. Awesome, I'm glad. I'm
That's-
really glad.
So, well, we can still run some, yeah.
Are you okay missing the interviews? Should we shift it? We can move it to, I mean, technically, we could go over, we don't have to interview on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. We could interview,
On a Monday and a Tuesday.
Yeah,
or we could do Monday and
The
Tuesday.
Monday, the selectmen are meeting
It's a
here.
closed meeting, so we don't do TV, so we
Okay.
could be upstairs.
Okay,
Um,
okay. We could do Monday and Tuesday, because I think we need to have everybody
Yep.
for all of the interviews.
and I'll ask, upstairs is open. That might be a Karen question. Otherwise, if that is a no-fly, we could do like the Thursday and the Friday of the week before,
Yeah,
like the 14th. So we go over everything the 12th, and we do it like the 14th, the 15th.
okay.
I'll ask for the 18th and the 19th first.
I would do a Wednesday and a Thursday before I would book it on a Friday.
Okay,
Just
well,
because
yeah,
people go away and things like that, so
okay.
you're also into,
So I will ask 18th and 19th,
Our
and then
preference.
will be my backup will be 13th and 14th.
okay.
And do we like the 7 o'clock time, or is that, because the kids have sports, so I don't know if it's good to have it late so they can get to sports first, or is it good to have it early so they can get to sports after? I don't know how that
Why
works.
don't we hold off on the time
Okay,
until
just
we know
ask for
who
the
we're
dates.
interviewing?
yeah.
That
We can
sounds
always
better.
go earlier and do
Yeah.
some of the, because some of the younger kids, we want to get them
First,
first and done,
Okay.
because they got to get home and go to bed
Yeah.
Yeah.
for school. It's starting at 7.
okay,
I think we did earlier last.
I think we started at like 6 the last time.
Yeah,
6
I
or
think we did.
6:30, that's fine.
All right, so I'm asking for, right now, asking that we have that sign done in March, and that we also update the website for open positions.
Yes.
Okay,
So you emailed Karen Nelson?
I'm doing that right now. Is there anything else I need to include in that email?
Do we have the room upstairs?
You said the website and the sign?
Yep.
Okay, and you said the applications due March 25th?
Yes.
And can we have the room?
I'm gonna ask, that's Naomi.
Oh, okay, I just figured you were asking Karen. You could just put it all in one thing and just send it to both of them.
I am sending this to both of them.
Well, it's budget time, right before voting. It's hard to get email responses, so that's why I'm gonna go and talk to her in person.
Okay.
But you can ask her if it's open upstairs. I'm gonna go talk to her tomorrow morning though, so it's gonna be the same time she gets the email.
Reserve, this is in writing then. Reserve, upstairs.
April 18th and 19th. Just write 5 PM on, so we don't have to pick a time. Because I know for a fact there's another town meeting.
Where?
I know, hold on a second. I just had the Ware's town schedule out. I don't know if I'm gonna get it with no. So the cemetery trustee meets before we do.
Oh,
They meet at 5 o'clock on Tuesdays, when we meet at 7, Board of Selectmen. Okay, so, but I think they have to meet down here too. I think they're done before we come here. So I don't think anybody does meet upstairs. Conservation used to. I mean, when I came to the conservation meetings way back when, they were
Yeah.
upstairs. Before we had to record, I guess. Okay, so we've got the interviewing. And that's good because at that point, we'll know whether or not our vote for the income increase was met. We'll know if it passed. So we'll be able to tell people their rates of higher.
yep.
We'll know that by then. Okay, yep, and so Karen's other part says early February advise email WAC sport coordinators and football that the field use meetings will be in March. Did you reach out to football too?
Oh, no, I have not.
Do you have a contact?
Is my old contact good in here or not? Hold on.
Isn't it Jen Rocket or something?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would want to say it's Jen somebody.
Erica Shepherd.
that's old. It's Jennifer
Oh.
Rocket.
Okay.
Okay, so field usage.
Yep, I see Jennifer Rocket. I just saw her. Hang on.
Is, meeting. Is scheduled.
Did you get her? Did her email come up, or do you need it?
I'm texting her
Oh, okay.
for March 8th. At 7 PM. Okay.
All right. Okay, so if anybody, the last are just kind of going over future business, CIP, future tennis court, and it's just the usual bylaws, separate accounts for park revolving fund, casino bus, park and hunt. Okay,
Have we gotten any information, traction, or anything related to the revolving account?
I haven't even started asking who we need to ask and what we need to do.
Okay,
I haven't even started.
okay.
It was kind of something that John was bringing up, and I'm not opposed
Well,
to
we
it.
brought it up to John,
Yeah.
and he said he would look into it, I think. So, okay.
So,
Do you want me to send an email to Naomi about that too?
okay. Did John ask us if we wanted to keep him this year, or did he ask us that last year?
Yeah, this
A
year.
while ago.
If he wanted to stay on as our,
I think we
ex
should
officio.
put that, I think we should put that revolving fund on our agenda for,
Do we get a choice on who our ex officio is?
no, he
Okay.
asked if we wanted to keep him.
Oh,
He didn't want to encumber us if we didn't feel it was a right fit. And we were all like, no, we thought it was a great fit. I said it. I think he was just kind of,
he's just making sure we're good.
yeah.
Unless it
Okay,
comes to meeting.
so are you gonna email Naomi about the revolving fund?
Nope, I think it should go on the agenda, because I think that's really a John question, so that it can be brought up. Is that all right with you?
I'm
all right with me?
making a note. Okay,
And, so it'd be basically all the funds coming in from Chase Park.
Well,
I mean, not Chase Park.
necessarily Chase Park. However, it would allow us to do fundraising and to keep those monies in
To keep
an
that money in the
account
park.
that we, have discretion over, that we don't have to put it to the voters to make an
it
expenditure.
would also be, yeah, it would be, if we had over budget from one year to the next, I believe we'd keep it.
Right.
if we didn't use the whole entire budget, we could keep it. It wouldn't just go back into the general fund.
Right.
So if we didn't spend everything,
And it would be
we
very
could kind
helpful. There's a lot we
pocket a
could
little
do.
and do a
Right.
big thing the
There's
next
a lot
year.
we could do with,
Well, we could also be able to start, that swing set down at Chase is only gonna last so long before,
That's
whole
exactly,
structure.
and we could pick what things to put it on, exactly.
But we can also, like, there's like a lot of things that Merrimack Parks and Rec does that I'm on their Facebook page
Yeah.
and I've been in touch with their director.
yeah,
And I really think that we would get a lot of participation
Yep.
from the town doing something
yeah,
like that. Like that turkey scavenger hunt was awesome. It was
Yes.
hilarious.
that's great. No, that would be fun. That would be neat to be able to,
Yeah.
it would be really neat to be able to fund some of these things too, without it really, it's, a good way for it to not really, really, only a little bit of money goes into Chase Park, but that would be a lot of money for us,
Right.
to be able to do some really good things with.
Okay. So unless, I'm gonna read over my list for Naomi to make sure I got everything. So I'm gonna inventory the signs, take pictures. I'm gonna talk to her about the field usage, adding in that the fields must be clear of unused, damaged equipment for usage to be granted.
That form is probably gonna have to go before the Board of Selectmen,
Probably,
so.
but I gotta start sometime. Can we meet on voting night, just to be clear? Can we add to the contract the weeds inside the Bolton playground and mowing beyond the
I think-
fields?
I thought she said at the last Board of Selectmen meeting that we couldn't add that.
She said she'd try, it's already done, she wasn't sure.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what she said.
I thought she said it couldn't be done because they'd already bid on previous, like the bid that they presented was on what they were already doing, not adding anything into it. So I don't know if they.
So I guess my question's gonna be then how do I go about adding it for the next contract up? I realize they're, 2 or 3 years, right?
I think so.
But I wanna at least start sometime.
So,
So I wanna at least see if I can add it even in the future,
yeah,
even if we have to pay for it out of our budget this year.
yeah.
Okay, but that's good to know.
I mean,
So,
that's how I understood it when we came to the meeting,
okay,
is that their bid was presented on the services that they were already providing, not anything new.
right,
So maybe we can ask them, what's the cost for these two areas? While you're doing the town part of it, can you just go in and do this and we'll pay for that?
right.
So-
Bill us separate.
And then I did reach out to that guy who posted about having the free wood chips, and I actually need to call him. But, that would be a good thing if we could put those types of wood chips on the outside of the fence. It's gonna prevent anything from growing there.
Right.
Yeah,
And then it solves a problem.
and it's not in the
And it's
playground
cheap.
area.
We also
well,
have,
I also have a contact who may be able they aren't playground, but they could go other areas
Yeah,
that are not.
that would be great, because the outside of the playground, we
And
don't,
the tennis courts too, I
and the
think.
outside of the tennis courts could use those types of wood chips that aren't they're just wood chips.
but we also have scouts that need 3 hours of conservation community service hours in order to rank up.
So they can spread
So they
chips.
can spread, they can't use power tools, but they can pull weeds, they can use cutters. And then adults can go around with the weed whacker and
Yeah,
take it down. So,
That would be good.
that would.
Even if we were to buy the weed barriers
yeah,
and say, okay, here's the weed barrier, you need to put this down first and put the weeds, and put the wood chips on top of
Right.
it, would at least prevent weeds from growing back up through.
right.
I just gave some of that away for free. Okay, good. All right, and then, let me write that down. And then the next things I have for Naomi, I'm gonna check to see if the sunshade was paid for. The boat ramp permit update, and then just following up on Lisa's email with the DPW about, Inison and Purington having those gullies to be filled, and then making sure we could do the upstairs interviews and getting on the calendar for Board of Selectmen for May 2nd.
Yes.
To
So that's-
to interview our,
Chase Park interviews, Board of Selectmen, May 2nd. Yes. Okay. That's everything for me. I'm gonna, unless anybody else has anything.
I don't have anything else.
So I make a motion to adjourn this meeting at, they took the call.
It is
7:53.
7:53.
In a second,
I'll second it.
all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye.